New character story bios are here. So with the recent Tekken 8 character trailer, there were a ton of returning characters that made their debut, which means on the official Tekken 8 website, they've added new information about those characters. So let's go over those today, and then we'll talk about some theories that I might have. First off, we got Alyssa Banovich, destroying automation. Country of origin, Russia. Style, thruster-based high mobility fighting style. If you guys have not fought this lady in Tekken 7, fear her. It's not a fun time. Alright, here we go. Alyssa Banovich is an android built for the sole purpose of protecting Jin Kazama, the former head of the Mishima Zaibatsu. Designed to always abide by Jin's orders, Alyssa's control over her actions was temporarily overridden by her master, forcing her to engage in battle to the death against Lars Alexanderson, despite her feelings for him. The battle caused her systems to shut down. However, thanks to the efforts of Lars and others, Alyssa is miraculously rebooted and is now a member of the rebel army. Yet, Alyssa noticed a worrying development. Information regarding Lars frequently interrupts her thought process and causes her temperature to rise. What do you mean by that? Believing it to be a critical malfunction, Alyssa begs her creator, Dr. Baskanovich, to fix her. This stinking old wart. I can't believe he's still alive. That's crazy. After a few weeks, she receives a major update and learns some surprising truths. There is no malfunction to be found. What's more, the function that Jin had used to control her, such as when he commanded her to fight Lars, no longer exists. Go on now. You are free. You may do as you like. Dr. Baskanovich gives her a gentle smile, and for a moment, Alyssa thinks she sees a faint resemblance to someone she once knew. She smiles back. As she flies home, she quietly makes a promise to herself. This time, I'll use my own free will. This time, I choose to fight at Lars' side. Alright, so a few things here. First off, for those of you that haven't played Tekken 6, the story mode in that game is pretty good, and it focuses around Alyssa and Lars, so I highly recommend you check it out. Now, what really grabs my interest here is when it says she thinks she sees a faint resemblance to someone she used to know. In her biography for Tekken 7, it says how her design was based off of Dr. Baskanovich's lost daughter. So I'm wondering if somehow, since Alyssa can feel emotions, if somehow in her memory banks or her feelings, she's starting to, I don't know, somehow gain his daughter's memories. I don't stinking know. The other funny thing is what she calls a malfunction when she starts to overheat when she thinks about Lars. A relationship between them has been hinted for quite a while now, and it'd be interesting to see where that goes. So I mean, I don't know. That would be a bit odd, I guess, considering she's not human, but we'll just have to wait and see. I'm excited to see what her role is going to be in the Tekken 8 storyline. Next up, we got Lee Chowan, and I'm so glad that this man is back. The silver-haired demon. I mean, I guess that's one name for him. Country of origin, Japan. Style, martial arts. Raised in a harsh environment as Heihachi Mishima's adopted son, Lee Chowan now manages the global humanoid manufacturer Violet Systems. Lee carries with him a bitter hatred of both Heihachi and Kazuya Mishima. When he first meets Lars Alexanderson, a man who stands in opposition of the Mishima Zaibatsu, he intends to use him as a pawn for his own revenge. However, Lee comes to sympathize with Lars' honest and excellent desire for peace. With the sincere intention of supporting Lars' plan, Lee teams up with him to form the rebel army Yggdrasil? How the heck do you say that? Yggdrasil? Alright, whatever. Meanwhile, Kazuya leads G-Corp and shows no sign of slowing his invasions, despite G-Corp's defeat of the Mishima Zaibatsu. The world is being brought to its knees under a brutal wave of military rule. But Lee knows his adopted brother Kazuya inside and out, and he started to fully use his knowledge and vast resources to develop a variety of weapons. With the help of the ingenious scientist Dr. Baskanovich, he constructs the enormous flying boat, Viapoiner. Bro, what are these names? Oh, so Lee made the command ship that Lars is in the cutscene. Alright, we're just gonna call that the Shield Helicarrier. In addition to developing mobile warfare units using motorbikes. With these, the rebel army is able to start pushing back against G-Corp in every region. Lee also invests in a next-gen battlesuit, perfect for close-range combat that will act as a trump card against the enemy's impenetrable armor, which we can see him wearing now. It is called the Violet Suit, a marvelous creation that utilizes sophisticated technologies and is equipped with numerous features that reflect Lee's own aesthetics. Lee struts onto the battlefield in this new armor, ready to take on whatever may come. And might I just say, he looks phenomenal. So in short, Lee is kind of like the Tony Stark of this group. Dude is funding everything. Honestly, I'm just happy to have him back. The customization for his suit is going to be so sick. You know somebody's going to make like some Iron Man color palette. Alright, next up on our list, we got Zafina, Mystic Stargazer. Country of origin, unknown. Fighting style, ancient assassination arts. I love how after her reveal, everybody was like, it's Assassin's Creed. And I mean, they're not wrong. Zafina is a warrior born into a family of exorcists whose lineage dates back to the time of ancient dynasties. In her day-to-day life, however, she uses her exceptional spiritual abilities to earn a living as an astrologist. Based. Only a few months ago, the earth-shattering clash between the two evil stars, Jin Kazama and Kazuya Mishima, led to the resurrection of the original devil Azazel. Azazel? I think it's Azazel. An evil whom Zafina's family had kept sealed away for generations. Jin is able to defeat Azazel by the skin of his teeth, but Azazel's spirit is indestructible and survives. Now it is only a matter of time before Azazel is resurrected once again. In order to delay Azazel's return for as long as possible, Zafina seals away Azazel's spirit in her left arm, using her family's secret arts. Got some Tears of the Kingdom action going on here. However, Azazel's power is far beyond what even she could have foreseen, and the devil begins to wrest control of Zafina's body and soul away from her again and again. An exhausted Zafina arrives at Citra's Sanctuary, the headquarters of the Serious Marksman, in the last-ditch effort just before losing consciousness. When she awakens, she finds herself surrounded by Ling Xiaoyu, who is devotedly attending to her recovery, and Claudio Serafino, who is applying a holy seal to her left arm. Deeming them unworthy of her trust, Zafina confesses to all of them. In return, the two promise to spare no effort in aiding her whenever she needs it. Shortly after, while under the protection of the Serious Marksman, Zafina struggles to find a way to change her doomed fate. From the countless futures she's seen, though, there seems to be only one way out. However, that path would come at a great cost. This is actually really cool, and the band on her wrist makes sense now, given that Claudio is the best at what he does. That's really cool that him and Ling Xiaoyu helped her out. So I wonder if she's going to decide to help Lars as well in the Resistance. Because here's what I'm thinking. If Azazel is like the original devil, and parts of him reside in Kazuya and Jin, then she probably thinks her only way out is to kill both of them. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens with that. Alright, next up, Devil Jin. And there's like nothing on him. Okay. Devil Jin is another form of Jin Kazama, one that has lost all reasoning due to the devil blood that controls his mind. With the way he glides through the air on jet black wings, devil is the perfect word to describe his appearance and abilities that lie beyond human capabilities. That's it. That's all they got on him. For those of you that haven't seen him in the trailer, I highly suggest you go watch it. It's amazing. Dude, and the clothes he's wearing, he looks so evilly elegant, if that makes sense. I'm telling you, sticking Spawn of Dracula over here. I'm wondering if this is going to turn to a Professor Hulk situation where Jin and Devil Jin act somewhat like two separate people, but then eventually will come to terms with each other, and we'll get like some ultimate form of Jin, because he's in his right state of mind, but he can use the powers of Devil Jin. I don't know, but I'm just really excited to see how Devil Jin's going to play into the story. Next on our list, Panda, the Pretty Protector. Country? None. Style? Heihachi style advanced Kuma Shinken. Gosh dang. That sounds like 3 different styles in one. Alright, Panda. Also, I'm going to be honest with you guys, this is like my favorite look for Panda so far. I love her T7 look, but T8 is just stinking adorable. Change my mind. Panda doubles as both Ling Xiaoyu's pet and bodyguard. A short while after Jin Kazama, whom Xiaoyu has feelings for, goes missing, she sets off on a journey to find him, leaving her home only to never return again. Determined to uphold her duty of protecting Xiaoyu, Panda tracks her all the way to the Mishima Zaibatsu building. When she finds her, Xiaoyu informs her that she successfully obtained Jin's search data and is going on a journey across the globe to follow after him. Shocked as she is by Xiaoyu's tenacity, Panda decides nevertheless to set off with her. After all, Xiaoyu deserves a vacation where she can enjoy all the sights and delicious cuisine the world has to offer. On their journey, Panda makes sure Xiaoyu is always looking her best by coordinating her outfits so that whenever she finally meets Jin again, she won't be embarrassed. That's awesome. After 6 months of traveling around the world and tracking down what few leads they have, however, any hope of finding Jin is fading fast. Even so, just as Xiaoyu refuses to give up out of her unwavering dedication to Jin, so too is Panda resolute in staying by Xiaoyu's side until the very end. And they say dogs are man's best friend. Not only is Panda Xiaoyu's best friend, she's like her caretaker. She's like babysitting her, but also her bodyguard. Like, bro, honestly, if you've ever seen Tekken Blood Vengeance, Panda's goated in that movie. Panda comes in clutch multiple times. And last but not least, we have Victor. Victor Chevalier. I believe that's how you say it. Refined violence. Country of origin, France. Fighting style, Super Spy CQB. Enter Victor, the living legend who founded the UN's independent forces. Descended from a lineage of distinguished knights, Victor has dreamed of rescuing those in need ever since he was a boy. Following in the footsteps of his father, a high-ranking naval officer, Victor enlists in the French Navy. Viewed as riding the coattails of his successful father by jealous peers, Victor was set into dangerous operating zones again and again. Still, thanks to the time he spent diligently training with his father's mercenary friend from the east, Victor is able to use his knowledge of combat to come back from every mission alive and victorious. Famous for his penny-pinching nature and the long list of broken hearts he's left in his wake, Victor leaves a trail of rumors and stories wherever he goes. Before he knows it, Victor earns himself a codename Phantom Raven. That's awesome, and is looked upon with both fear and awe by others in the military. Victor leaves the Navy to join the UN, hoping to find a way to help even more people as well as explore new paths outside the constraints of working for the state. Soon, though, he begins to sense that the world is on the brink of being taken over by a corporate giant. In response, he starts securing the means needed to counter the corporation's private armed forces. In preparation for the coming upheaval, Victor exhausts all the means of negotiation he has available to him and succeeds in founding armed forces that have the authority to act at their own discretion. He directs the Raven unit, an elite team he trained himself, to conduct special ops all over the world, while in the meantime he takes up the mantle as leader of the UN forces. Time passes and the flames of G-Corp's brutal military invasion have begun to engulf the world. Having foreseen such a future, Victor takes command of his new forces and readies himself for the fight. We'd best hold the reins to the global balance of power. Armed with an haute couture suit from the established design house and the latest optical weapons, Victor, the living legend, retakes his place on the battlefield. Which, by the way, haute couture, I probably butchered that, means high fashion. So essentially, drip. Listen, John Wick, Colonel Sanders, I don't care what you want to call him. Dude is a boss. He's Raven, Nina, Stikin, Yoshimitsu, all mixed into one absolute chat of a character and looking like as elegant as ever. Until the trailer was released, I thought he was gonna be a bad guy. Dude has like the most noble cause ever. Stikin, I want him to be my main now. Secondary. Huarang is my boy. But nonetheless, Victor looks awesome, his gameplay looks amazing, and I cannot wait to try him out. And to see what role he's gonna play in the story, bro, I'm assuming him and Lars are gonna join forces, and they're just gonna go to war with Kazuya. It's gonna be so stinking cool. But as far as character bios go, that is gonna do it for now. Let me know if you guys want me to make this a small series where I go through certain characters' bios and give my predictions off. It's pretty enjoyable. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, you are amazing. And if you aren't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. I keep you up to date with all things Tekken 8. But again, thank you for watching, and you'll see me in the next video.